3 Days of Chronology, Part 4b of Historical Events. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphnath-Paneah, which means revealer of hidden things, among other meanings. Genesis 41:45. Day 4, 3001 to 4000 from creation. The beast receives his kingdom. Now, Abraham was born in 2008 FC, the beginning of the third day, in 450 years of Judges, ended the third day from 2609 to 3058 from creation. Samson died in 3008 FC, and David was born in 3025 FC. Samuel died in 3059 FC. So the three temples were built in the midst of the fourth day, or as the fourth day progressed. The Persians conquered Tyre about 3480 FC as East Phoenicia falls. And the reign of Alexander and his four generals began in the fourth day. And the Punic Wars ended the Phoenician Empire. Rome versus Carthage, 118 years of war, 3741 to 3859 FC. The period of kings began with Saul being anointed captain for 2 years, from 3019 to 3020 from creation. And then he was made king for 40 years, from 3021 to 3060 FC. When Saul died, Ishbosheth was made king over Israel in 3061 to 3062 from creation. However, David was made king 40 years, 3055 to 3094, before Saul died. Now, Solomon was made king for 40 years, 3095 and 3134 from creation. Just as David was about to die, David made him king. And Israel divided then in 3135 from creation. Now the 10 tribes, Samaria, go north with Jeroboam, and 3 tribes, Jerusalem, remain with Rehoboam, Daniel 7:8. Now Jeroboam was made king over all Israel, 1 Kings 12:20. When the kingdom divided, 10 tribes, Samaria, went north of the Caucasus Mountains with Jeroboam. 3 tribes, Benjamin, Levi, and those who call themselves Judah, remained with King Rehoboam. Daniel 7:8. Note, Judah had no legitimate heirs. Genesis 24:3 and 37, 26 verses 34 and 35, 28 verses 1 and 6, and 38 verses 1 to 30. 2 Chronicles 11 verse 1 and 12 to 14, and Malachi 2 verses 11 and 12. The first 3 temples, Solomon's, Zerubbabel's, and Herod's, are all tied to the fourth day. This is basic history. Nebuchadnezzar laid siege to Solomon's temple. Pompey laid siege to Zerubbabel's temple. And Titus laid siege to Herod's temple. In each case, the people inside the temple destroyed the temple to preserve the inner temple and to keep the others out. Day 4 continues now. The 390 years period of kings, and the kingdom was divided. The Solomonic temple had been built beginning in 3098 through 3524. The invaders began with Shishak in 3139 FC. Then Sennacherib came in 3397 FC. And then 125 years later, you had Nebuchadnezzar, siege of Jerusalem, 3502 and 3524 FC. The first temple was destroyed, and we have a 70-year period of the Jewish captivity in Babylon from 3525 to 3595 FC, and the kingdom remained divided. Alexander's four generals divide the empire upon Alexander's death, 319 BC, or 3686 and 87 FC. Ptolemies received Egypt and Palestine southward. Seleucid acquired Syria and Mesopotamia eastward. Lysimachus acquired Thrace and Asia Minor northward. And Cassandra received Macedonia and Rome westward. Okay, day 4 continues. The Solomonic Temple is shown up here, where the Solomonic Temple existed. Now you have Cyrus's decree to build the temple in 411 BC. So you have the Zerubbabelian temple existed for 347 years, from 3595 to 3942 FC. Now Alexander arrives in Palestine. Palestine was taken in 332 BC. And Alexander died in 323 BC. And the four generals divided the kingdom in 319 BC, 4 years later. And the Seleucids wrest Palestine from Ptolemies, the Battle of Peneus, in 3807 FC, 198 BC. So that shows the sequence of the first two temples. Okay, Zerubbabel's temple in 3595 to 3942 FC. Antiochus IV, the Seleucid, raids the temple twice, in 3836 and 3838 FC, or 169 to 167 BC. Now the Jews battle the Seleucids from 3836 to 3942 FC as the Maccabees and Hasmoneans. Okay, so the Romans under Pompey, Cassandra's heirs, invade Palestine, and that's when the Second Temple was destroyed. Herod's temple was built shortly thereafter. It began in 3983 from creation until Titus lays siege, and that's when the Herodian temple was destroyed. But the ruins remained for quite some time until Bar Kokhba hid the ruins in 4134 FC on day 5. The Phoenician Empire is another significant aspect of the third and fourth days. Therefore, let's review a brief history of the Phoenician Empire. This is an example of what happens even to those blessed when they disobey God. And this involves Abraham's children. East Phoenicia, Tyre, originated in 1855 BC. Carthage founded West Phoenicia in 814 BC. Persians conquered Tyre. East Phoenicia falls, 525 BC. 3 Punic Wars, 118 years. West Phoenicia versus Romans, Cassandra. Phoenician Empire ends in 146 BC. The 3 wars were: 1. Carthage defends Sicily, Hannibal. 2. Romans take command of seas. And 3. Romans conquer Carthage. And it all took place in 1709 years.